oftentimes majorities support the death penalty.
After an execution last night and more slated to take place this year, the debate over capital punishment is picking up steam. Tennessee executed its first death row inmate since 2009 yesterday. The state put Billy Ray Irick to death for the 1985 rape and murder of 7-year-old Paula Dyer. He was on death row for more than 30 years. If you believe in the death penalty, you are not alone. Research shows that after decades of decline, support is increasing, no matter your religion. WBIR 10 News reporter Stephanie Haynes spoke with an expert to help break down the numbers. Stephanie?
Beth, research shows it's actually quite common for people to juggle religion and favor the death penalty. And with 2 more executions set this year, the discussion around the death penalty is likely not going away soon. When it comes to religion and the death penalty, most Americans pick both.
Oftentimes majorities support the death penalty.
According to a recent Pew Research survey, more than half of Americans support the death penalty, up from just under half 2 years ago when it was at a 4-decade low. That support includes more than 70% of Protestants and more than half of Catholics.
This is in contrast, of course, to what Pope Francis said.
Last week, Pope Francis clarified the Catholic Church's stance on capital punishment, saying it's inadmissible in all cases because they are, quote, an attack on human dignity.
And for some Catholics, this was difficult, particularly for some American Catholics, this was hard to hear because many support the death penalty, particularly in the most egregious cases.
Christianity and other religions have a variety of takes on capital punishment. For instance, Judaism does not support it. But in some Muslim-majority countries, punishment by death is law. In the U.S., Bruce says research shows support for the death penalty is growing among certain groups.
Republicans as opposed to Democrats. It's more true of men than it is of women. It's more true of white evangelicals than it is of those who are unaffiliated. And given that we have a growth in the religiously unaffiliated, that actually may portend some lower levels of support for the death penalty writ large.
And no matter your stance on the death penalty, it's legal in East Tennessee, and there are more planned for the future. Right now, there are 60 inmates on death row, and 15 were convicted in East Tennessee. Beth.
All right, Stephanie, thank you.